10 years ago, Google was given the right to basically drop whatever it wanted from its search results. But now that might not be the case. So, courts have said that Google actually doesn't have a First Amendment right to drop a site from its search results anymore. And this is based on kind of shaky grounds. I mean, it's an interpretation of two rules, which is it's protected under the First Amendment and CDA 230B, not 230A.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. This is one of those court things.
So what happened recently was an SEO firm called eVentures sued Google because Google labeled the site pure spam and dropped it from its search results in the Google index. And then they said, they don't have the right to do this. It's based on two things. So on one hand, Google said they have the First Amendment right to do whatever they want on their search results, which sounds solid. It's also, it's a lot of legalese, but
Yes.
What it comes down to is them saying that they broke Google's rules, so they don't really need to do this or do anything for them. And the site eVentures saying, no, what you're doing is not editorial, it's more based on anti-competition. And it really can be argued either way in the courts. So it came down to a pretty much nuh-uh versus yeah, he did. In the court.
And the court is rejected Google's attempt to get the case thrown out. So the case goes forward based on, it's really fascinating. And the sad part is that it's couched so deeply in 246A.
It sounds really boring from the top.
But basically Google says, listen, it's our algorithm. We can throw stuff off that we want to throw stuff off of. It's our search engine. And the court's like, yes, we get that. And Google further says, the reason we throw people off of our search engine is when they break our rules. That's all we're saying. And we have rules against spamming. Now, the reason this goes forward is because the company said, yeah, but you're very wishy-washy about your rules. We didn't break the rules. And we are not saying you can't have rules, but we are saying you can't be misleading about those rules the way you've been. And the court says you might have a point. But Google, of course, in their best interest is to be like, listen, essentially we know spam when we see it. And we want to throw spam out when we see it. So we'll keep our rules a little vague so there's a bunch of catch-alls in there where we can just say,
what any big
you
company's
guys are
gonna
messed
do.
up. Right, and the argument is, A, Google, you're not very transparent and sometimes misleading about your rules. And second, we think the reason you're doing that is not to protect people from spam, but to keep your friends in and people who are competitive to your friends out.
Yes. But you can also argue, would Google really want to compete with some tiny no-name SEO company? Because it does show its competitors in the search results, its big competitors, its most viable ones.
Bings.
Yeah.
It's Bings.
Yeah, it's Bings.
It shows us it's Bings.
Sure, Bings and Bangs.
You got it. I cover up my Bing.
Yeah.
But they show you the Bing.
But yeah, what you did say is right. This is when this company, eVentures, which name I almost forgot right now, says you're not being true to what you're saying is why you're doing this, they've got a fair point.
Yeah, and what's creepy and potentially dangerous for Google is if eVentures wins, then Google's going to have to be very explicit about what its rules are in ways that the court will tell them. And they might not be as free and clear to do the things that they've done to their bigger competitors that they haven't been so transparent about. And we might have to see that. But there's also the possibility that as this goes on, Google introduces new challenges on different grounds, and they're going to do everything they can with their pretty much unlimited resources.
It's unlimited resource. This is undoubtedly the most ubiquitous search engine there is. The one that most people use, the one most people trust and stare at and carefully cultivate what is coming up under their own companies or names or what have you. I mean, yeah, this First Amendment and /230B. See,
Right.
it sounds so boring, but it could change a whole lot in the tech industry to come. I, for one, can't wait until this is on Silicon Valley Season 4.
So good.
Yeah, so great. starring Erlich.
Bachman. Every time I'll be watching it, because Richard's voice sometimes sounds like me, I'll be like having it on in the background and typing, and someone will say, and he'll say Erlich, and I'm like, wait,
What?
did I just say my own name out loud? So weird.
It's great show. But this does have a lot of ramifications in the future. I am excited to see where it goes. I hope we all follow it, despite it sounding extremely boring. Audience, do you think Google has the right to do whatever it wants in its First Amendment/230B rights, or is it not being fair? And what can change in the future? Let us know below in the comments section, and please subscribe and like us on Facebook.